So
All right,
February
so-
would be the first meeting, first official.
Is that okay, or is that
Sure it is.
dragging the actual rate? Is that all right?
Well, I mean, it's us, really.
We've done all right.
So far, so good. All right, so then a time in January to get together. We'll have a meet and greet first individually, a meet and greet, and then do we want to do public, that meeting or public at the next?
We're going to do this at a special meeting, right, or no?
Yeah, we can. I just didn't know whether the thought was public, have them come to the next regular meeting for a public meeting, or we're going to do a special meeting for the interviews, the public interview part, and then deliberation at home.
When is our first meeting of the year?
January 16th.
That doesn't give us a lot of time to do it before then.
But, I mean, if their first official meeting isn't until February, we don't have to do it before the January meeting, or it could be right around the January meeting.
Could we just vote them in and appoint them all on the same February meeting, and then they could just...
Well, we could do that in the special meeting, right? We could do it the other way.
I'd rather have it a special meeting.
Okay.
We could do our interviews at the regular meeting and then put them in a special meeting, so that in the February meeting they're already ready to go, rather than appoint them in February. That means they really can't do anything until March.
So how about we have the meet and greet prior to the next regular meeting?
And then we have a special meeting to do the vote.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Done.
Where's the gavel?
We're done.
Okay, so
All right.
let's review.
January 16th, we'll have a meet and greet with the board individually. So maybe a series of 1 hour each.
That'd be plenty.
20 minutes, an hour. After the board meeting, maybe we'll have dinner, snacks or something. And then we'll vote.
We'll do the interview in
We'll
public.
do the interviews in public
At the board meeting?
at the January
As a-
16th
As a
board
part of
meeting.
the board meeting?
Mhm.
Okay.
Special meeting, we'll have to schedule after that to vote, deliberate and vote. All right, 3.0, 3.1, appointment authorization. 3.1, review recommendations and approve resource allocation to CSE, CPSE. Of course, my draft order. Yes, can I have a motion?
Second. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Lansing? Yes. Mrs. Marsh? Yeah. Mrs. Sale?
Yes. I just had a question, because there are huge jumps from one year to the next. Like, I mean, huge jumps from one year to the next. Grade 2 to 3, grade 3 to 4.
I am not looking at the exact one you're looking, are you looking at overall?
It's the summary one.
Okay, so that's overall. This past 12 months, there was a change in administration at St. Jude the Apostle, and there was an influx of some kids over there, and all things coming together, there was an increase in student identification at St. Jude the Apostle, which is in our district of location. So we do serve those children, and we went through the proper channels and did the...
It actually looks like the increase is at GD and not at St. Jude's.
Oh, really?
St. Jude's was 21 to 21 in total.
Okay, that was the only thing I knew about. And what grade? 4th grade?
Yeah, 2nd to 3rd. So we had, last year in 2nd, we had 8. And this year, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And this year in 3rd, we have 14. And then in 3rd, we had 3, and it jumped to 6 in 4th. So, if you could
Okay,
take a look
the dual enrollment is the number of kids not in the building. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to clarify that.
Gotcha. So those 2 grades did jump.
Mhm.
So others must have
Mhm.
increased.
And 8 to 10, and 1 was 4 were dual enrollment, 3 were dual enrollment. That is mostly what it was. We did have an increase there. And then last year was the first year we had a pretty active involvement in our child study team, which children that were being serviced through response to intervention, RTI, were at the kind of sorted out at the end. And the whole thing of RTI is to prevent failure and to intervene before a child is referred to special education. And at that point, they had gone through a cycle, and there was a cluster of kids that went from CST to CSE, to Committee on Special Education, having gone through all the interventions of the RTI. So it's part of the natural progression of how referrals come in. Sometimes there's bubbles, and I do believe that's why that bubble came up.
And actually, this could relate to, I was going to ask about study. We
Yes.
had him last meeting.
Yes.
Study.
He started.
Okay.
He had almost a full day on our crazy snow event. Tuesday, and he's coming back, and he'll be meeting with, he met with individuals, and so he's got a little bit more work to do, but we should be able maybe to get a report by next January.
Oh, good. Great. All right, thanks, Jean Marie. Okay, adoption of board policy. So we have 3 that we had first reading last time: wellness policy, reserve fund policy, and model cyber incident response policy. Any questions or changes on those?
Motion.
Yes, sorry. Motion. Second.
Second. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mrs. Marsh?
Yes.
Mrs. Tail?
Yes. 3.3, first reading. There aren't any. 3.4, approval of substitutes. We have quite a few. Tracy Everett, Jenny Williams, Anne Marie Chipinelli, Janice Jackson, Zachary Diamond, Ashley Breyer, and Andrin Quattrochi. Have a motion. Second?
Second. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay? Mrs. Marsh? Yes. Mrs. Tail?
Yes. Just like, we just needed
We
a lot
did,
of add to our
and
Are you looking to replenish?
We did, yes. We were losing some traditional subs that we've had, and the need was great, and did a big push. And
Get some from Ola,
and we were able,
some
yeah, we were
internal.
able to get a group here, hopefully we'll keep me here for a while, because anytime you do anything special in addition to people being out through the illness, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, any kind of staff development, which kind of minimized or sensitive to the number of people out, but nevertheless, we still have to do it. And so hopefully this will serve us through the winter months when people return.
Okay, 3.5, approval of volunteers. We have Sarah Fisk for Mr. Wilkes' class. Can I have a motion?
Okay. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay? Mrs. Marsh? Yes. Mrs. Tail?
Yes. And thank you, Mrs. Fisk. All right, 3.6, approval of additional non-public transportation requests. There are none. 3.7, approve Patty Rao extracurricular appointment intramurals as per the WTA contract. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
And is this something that was vacated, right?
Yeah, Mr. Acotts did the first piece of the intramurals, it's seasonal.
Yep, gotcha.
And so we posted, and Patty came forward, and so she's supervising the kids in the morning and the gym, and that's going well. And we still use the space for kids who want not to go to the gym but want to do some quiet study. So we have both spaces, and it's been working very well, given the structure that we have in terms of bus time.
Timing, yeah.
And she does it by herself?
She does. Keith will come when he comes in his normal time. He will help out, but I go down there quite a bit.
How many kids do you think are there in the morning?
Well, it varies, because of the time frames.
Mm-hmm.
So at the peak, probably the last 5 minutes, maybe 80 kids.
And she's done it like,
Well, I'm there. They're great.
that's a lot of kids. Okay, is that enough, just to have?
It is, it really is.
Okay.
Half of them are sitting on the bleacher. They're not participating. Yeah, come in the morning, you'll see, it's kind of interesting.
No, I think it's awesome. I think
It
it's
is.
really great. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't too much for
No,
one person
it's
to.
really not. No, it's good.
Okay. Okay.
It really works well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, 3.8, approve Rebecca Benjamin and Mary Alice Newell as co-extracurricular appointment for chorus advisors as per the WTA contract. Motion?
Motion.
All right, and want to just kind of intro
Yeah, let me
this to
discuss that a
everybody?
little bit. This is a stipend that exists in the WTA contract, course advisor. As you know, and you've expressed this in the past, that we think that we need more activities for our students. Well, Mrs. Newell and Mrs. Benjamin came forward and proposed that they would create a 4-5 choir after school, which Mrs. Benjamin is also a certified music teacher, and choral is one of her strengths, although she's hired here as a reading teacher, so she has dual certification. And Mrs. Newell has proposed a jazz band, which there seems to be a high interest for that, and she would conduct that band once a week prior to the beginning of the school. So technically, it's not chorus, it's actually a jazz band, but taking advantage of the existing stipend, given the fact that it's half year, and then we split it even further between the two teachers, it provides an opportunity for grades 4 or 5 to participate in an after-school activity once a week in choir. And then the 7th and 8th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade would participate in the jazz band, those kids that have that level of proficiency, probably 7th and 8th. Is that correct? Did I misspeak?
Totally
7th and
correct.
8th grade. And we do the jazz band in the morning prior to the beginning of the school. So it taps into some kids who have that talent and interest, and the teachers are willing to do it, and I think it's a win-win for everybody. And I might add, parenthetically, is that our current choir, 6th, 7th, and 8th, which is a part of our curriculum, in the school curriculum, only has a dozen students or so, correct?
Scheduling.
And scheduling is an issue, but we certainly want to spark that interest. And they did a wonderful performance, by the way, here, very well received. We had 3 actual holiday concerts, K-5, phenomenal. I think you were there, right? I mean, 1-5. They had a lot of fun there. And then the 6th, 8th, and they did a great job, well attended. And this morning we had the kindergartners with all their parents and a beautiful bell choir. That was phenomenal. Of course, every one of those kids are extraordinarily talented and
And bell ringing.
I bet that was fun.
very well received, so it's been fun. But,
Are the numbers down in band too?
No, not predominantly. No, the numbers are still holding right around that 35 mark, and that's for 6, 7, and 8. But overall, I have 55 students because of the numbers that I start in 5th grade.
Right.
So, my teaching load for instrumental music is 55 students. And I still have to add on elementary 5th grade band in January somehow. But, no, the band numbers are not affected. What happens this year is opposite of band is usually chorus. And I probably had about 10 students that actually like to participate in both band and chorus, but they had to choose the art class because that was the only time 7th grade art was offered. So they couldn't do both.
We will look carefully.
So,
I mean, our
yeah, hopefully
commitment-
next year that's
our-
not happening.
Not only that little problem, we've had others, certainly in AIS services and RTI special ed. The schedule is complex. We have 2 different school times, and we share staff with both schools, and it's not an easy schedule. But we're committed. I know Beth is committed, as well as Amy and Mary and myself, to see if we can kind of smooth out some of the rough edges and provide opportunities for the kids to maximize their participation rate. But clearly, when we're going to create a need, because kids 4 or 5, I think are going to have a wonderful experience, and they're going to want to step into chorus in 6th grade for that group. Additionally, we have to look at the staffing pattern as well, to make sure. I know Mrs. Newell is maxed out, and we may have an opportunity because by chance we have a music certified person for maybe one choir for the 6, 7, 8, and not diminish the reading piece. But that's for the future, the near future. Right now, we just want to get this on board.
So for the jazz band, it's nice to see that back, because we had a jazz band years ago, right?
We had the jazz band years ago,
Yeah, I
and I had
remember
the
that.
time in my schedule. And I was telling Mr. Bordick, basically the jazz band will offer an opportunity for students at a higher playing level, because they have a mixed 7th and 8th grade band. And when you're rating and playing levels of music, it's levels 1 through 6, 6 being college level. Most of my 6th graders are right at that 1 level where they should be. I've got 7th, 8th graders that are on level 3 and 4. So when you're trying to find music that's in band, it's sometimes, way beneath my older kids, so it's an opportunity for them to expand a little bit more in musical performance and technical ability.
I think once a week is enough to get them prepared for, say, a concert.
I think so. I think we'll be fine this spring.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's nice to see some additions to the.
Yeah.
It opens up some opportunities at the high schools too, because
Yes,
there
it
are
does
high
open.
schools that appreciated when our students had jazz band experience,
Yeah,
and it gave them so
I
much.
keep forgetting to bring that up. I know that Troy definitely approached me. My daughter did band and course at Troy. And I know both of those teachers did approach me that they would like to have a little communication before the kids get there, because it's a little bit, I think every high school is a little different. I think you and I talked about the Tamarack too, right? And that might be something, when you're having your meetings, has anybody brought up
Oh, yeah,
music?
because the select choir at Tamarack requires
Audition.
audition.
Right, yeah.
And that's all timing as when we know what schools the students are going to. And I contact all the high school people, and I must have slipped up somehow with the chorus director at Troy, and I apologize for that. Because when I first started with the chorus, I was sending everything to the band people because I knew them, and please pass this on to the high school people. But I do touch base with them after I know which school all the students are going to. I send them a detail about, if they participated in NISMA, all counties, the playing level, what books, that sort of thing, so they have an idea.
Right. I think, if we can do our timing right, I know it's tough. It seems like we run out of time between all the shadowing and all the information pieces.
Right.
And they finally make their decision, and sometimes
It's
they've
almost
missed.
too late. You
It's too late.
Time to do the other additions. you
Yeah,
want in
and
a special group
I know
high
with,
school.
4 choices, you've got a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oops, you guys are talking. One of the things that we are kind of up against is children who are currently in the East Greenbush School District know that they are going to Columbia High School. So they start their course selection process in January and February, and their honors exams and placement exams are in early March, where our students haven't had the opportunity to visit all the open houses because they're still happening. I think Troy's open house is the first week in March, the same time as Columbia kids are taking their advanced placement courses. So we're working hard
Right.
to get our kids, yes, to coordinate and select. It's also, if you choose Tech Valley High School, you need to apply to Tech Valley by, I think the date is mid-February, where if you're an 8th grade student choosing, you need to make a decision whether or not the Tech Valley program is appropriate for you before you have visited all the high schools for their open houses. So that's,
Right.
and even today I was speaking to one of the high schools that haven't solidified the date for their parent night, and they said what the tentative date was, and I said, I want to tell you what to do, but that's the same date as one of the other schools that we can choose, and you're going to divide before they've even able to hear, so.
I think as long as we keep the communication out there and they know what they're up against, the other schools, are up against, or our parents know what they're up against, at least, the difficult part is when May comes around and the parents realize, oh, I missed this, I should have done something 2 months ago.
Or I have parents who have said all along, not this school, not this school, not this school, and then it's decision time and their child's friends perhaps all chose that school they weren't going to go to, and then they're saying, you know what, I guess we will go to this school, but they've missed because they didn't think they were really going to choose that.
Would
So
having
it's a dance.
Would letting them go to these schools in like November be better?
I think, absolutely. I think that by the time, I think,
We must have the juice, right? What other school has got this many choices with this many kids?
None.
right. I almost think by January, you want to start, it's time to start looking. I mean, by, what not going till March to try, really puts a lot of these kids at a disadvantage, and they're just not able to get everything out of the high school that they could have. I mean, I feel bad for a lot. There's so many kids that I feel bad for that miss out on opportunities because parents just didn't know, or kids just didn't know. And that's, academic, sports, music, all of it, I guess. We've seen it all, I think.
Well, the January 14th, we can see what we can do with respect to increasing the earlier shadowing. I'm not sure exactly, we're not wedded to a specific time frame, but we can do it earlier. But January 14th, we're going to let parents know, as well as students, so parents can accompany their children full time. So they'll have their first experience seeing each of the full programs right at the beginning. Yeah.
All right, I think we need to get back and vote on 3.8.
Mr. Hook?
Yes.
Mr. Wynantskill?
Yes.
Mrs. Marsh? Yes. Mrs. Sam?
Yes. 3.9, approve Amy Murphy and Kim Hertel-Betz as dignity for all co-coordinators. Motion?
Motion.
Mr. Hook?
Yes.
Mrs. Lanning Warren?
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Sam?
Yes. 3.10, appoint Erin Joy for permanent custodian position as P1 effective December 20th, 2013. Motion?
Motion.
Second. And this was here for 6 months?
Yes.
Yes.
Completed his probation.
Mr. Hook?
Yes.
Mr. Wynantskill? Mrs. Marsh?
Yes.
Mrs. Sam?
Yes. Okay. 3.11, be it resolved that the Wynantskill Union Free School District hereby appoints Matthew Wade to the position of Area 7. So we're not electing him, we are, nominating him?
No, we nominated him.
Oh, this is the
This is the
election,
vote.
okay. Elect Matthew Wade to the position of Area 7 Director of New York State School Boards